So let's imagine this for a second. You're one of the most successful men in Hollywood, a self-made billionaire who built an empire brick by brick. You're known for loyalty, generosity, and standing by people when they need it most. One day, two of the most famous royals on earth, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, call you in their darkest hour. They're homeless in a foreign country, stripped of security, cut off from their family, and instead of saying no, you give them everything. Your mansion, your private security team, even millions of dollars to help them rebuild their lives. You think you're doing the noble thing, the right thing, helping them stand on their own 2 feet. Fast forward a few years. Those same royals are now living the dream life you helped bankroll. A sprawling California estate, private jets, red carpets, Netflix deals. But when you call, they don't answer. When you need repayment, suddenly they've gone silent. That's the messy story being whispered in Hollywood right now. The fallout between Tyler Perry and the Sussexes. And let me tell you, if the rumors are true, this drama makes a Real Housewives reunion look like kindergarten. Now, to really get this, we need to rewind. Back in early 2020, Harry and Meghan made their bombshell announcement. They were stepping back from royal life. They painted a picture of independence, a fresh start, free from taxpayer funding and palace restrictions. No more royal money, no more rigid rules, just hustle, heart, and hard work. And at first, the world applauded. It sounded brave, bold, even modern. But behind the scenes, the truth was a little more complicated. Independence doesn't come cheap, especially when your lifestyle includes multi-million-dollar homes and round-the-clock security. When Harry and Meghan landed in Los Angeles, they weren't exactly on their own. They had Tyler Perry. Perry opened the doors to his $18 million Beverly Hills mansion. He gave them a roof, a fortress of privacy, and most importantly, safety. But that wasn't all. Reports say he also gave them money, serious money. We're talking about $16 million in loans to help fund their new Montecito home and to pay for private protection after the UK stripped Harry of royal security. Think about that for a second. That's not pocket change. That's not a little favour. That's life-changing money, even for royals. And Perry didn't do it for the headlines. He did it quietly, out of loyalty and compassion. But here's where it gets messy. 3 years later, whispers say Perry wants his money back, and he's not smiling about it. For a man like Tyler Perry to let that frustration leak into the open, that's a sign he's done playing nice. Insiders say this isn't just about the cash, it's about principle. Tyler Perry is a businessman, not a charity. And if he gave millions with the expectation of repayment or respect, and instead he got silence, that's not just business, it's personal. Let's talk about the money trail for a second. Harry and Meghan's Montecito estate alone is worth north of $14 million. Add in property taxes, maintenance staff, chefs, security guards, and the bill quickly runs into millions every single year. Their public image was built on this idea that they were financially independent thanks to big media deals. Spotify gave them a platform. Netflix gave them a reported $100 million deal. But here's the thing, how much of that money actually showed up? Spotify pulled the plug after one season of a podcast, with insiders even calling them grifters behind the scenes. Their Netflix shows haven't exactly shattered streaming records. And Hollywood knows it. Their brand hasn't lived up to the hype. So who made that Montecito dream possible in the first place? Not the palace, not the public. Tyler Perry. And now the man who played fairy godfather to their escape is allegedly demanding repayment and maybe even retribution. The irony here is brutal. Harry and Meghan spent years branding themselves as independent, as self-made, as people who walked away from the crown to build their own empire. But if it turns out that empire was built on borrowed money from Tyler Perry, well, that story crumbles fast. And people are starting to notice. What's really damning is the contrast between their message and their reality. Publicly, Harry and Meghan talk about empowerment, service, authenticity, compassion. But then you see the private jets, the multi-million-dollar house, and the fact that they allegedly ghosted the man who kept them afloat. That's not just hypocrisy, it's a PR disaster. And in Hollywood, image is everything. Let's think through the worst case scenario for them. If Tyler Perry decides to take this to court, it won't just be embarrassing, it'll be devastating. A formal lawsuit means everything becomes public record. Contracts, bank transfers, repayment agreements, or lack thereof. Suddenly, the world would see exactly how much money Harry and Meghan have, where it's going, and what they owe. For two people who fought tooth and nail for privacy, that's the nightmare scenario. No carefully staged Netflix documentary, no glossy interviews, just cold, hard receipts. And if the courts confirm they owe Perry millions, it wouldn't just be about one debt. It could set off a domino effect. Because let's be real, Perry isn't the only person who's quietly helped bankroll the Sussexes. Those private jets, those luxury retreats, those designer wardrobes, someone was paying. And if Perry opens the door, who's to say others won't line up behind him, demanding repayment too? Hollywood is watching all of this with laser eyes. In an industry built on reputation, the Sussex brand is already shaky. The Spotify collapse hurt. The Netflix flop stung. Public opinion has soured. In the UK, Harry's approval ratings are at rock bottom. Meghan's are worse. And now, even American audiences are starting to side-eye their story. They used to be seen as brave rebels. Now, they're being painted as entitled elites who live off favours and then ghost their benefactors. That's a massive shift. And here's what makes it even more brutal. This isn't just damaging their public image, it's closing doors in Hollywood. If you can't keep your promises to Tyler Perry, a man respected, feared, and admired in equal measure, why would any other mogul risk partnering with you? Studios don't like financial risk. Brands don't like scandals. And Perry's silence, or worse, his legal action, would send one loud message. Back away from Harry and Meghan before you get burned. Meanwhile, the royal family is reportedly watching all of this with quiet amusement. King Charles and Prince William have made it clear there will be no bailout. This is Harry's mess to clean up, and the optics couldn't be worse. The son, who loudly declared independence from royal money, now facing financial chaos because of a Hollywood loan gone wrong. That's not just ironic. That's poetic. So what happens next? There are two roads here. The best case scenario is that Harry and Meghan quietly settle this behind the scenes. They repay Perry, maybe in installments, and the whole thing gets buried before it blows up. But even that doesn't erase the whispers. Once the rumour is out, Hollywood never forgets. The worst case scenario? Perry takes them to court. More creditors pile on. Their finances get exposed. Their brand collapses under lawsuits and bad press. And suddenly, two people who once had the world at their feet are scrambling to pay bills. And make no mistake, Tyler Perry doesn't need the money. He's a billionaire. For him, this is about respect. It's about not being taken advantage of. It's about sending a message. Even royalty has to keep their word. And when a man like Perry draws a line, people listen. At the end of the day, this isn't just a story about a loan gone bad. It's a cautionary tale about image, about loyalty, and about how fast the Hollywood fairy tale can fall apart. Harry and Meghan wanted to prove they didn't need the crown. But if they can't handle their business with Tyler Perry, maybe the world will start asking, did they ever really stand on their own at all? Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. In Hollywood, money talks, but so does silence. And right now, Tyler Perry's silence is deafening.